So it's not enough to be a reader. It's not enough to be a learner. Know that we are all in a race. It's important to read beyond the ordinary and to learn beyond the normal so you can rise above your equals. Some other fellows could have started their business with $50,000 the same time that Chung started his own, but banged it in 2 years. Some up to 10 years and are out of business, has to go and look for a job somewhere else because they are not willing to pay the price that makes it work. They are not willing to pay the price that makes it work. Nothing ever rises on its own. Things only fall on their own. Nothing will go up on its own, but anything will fall on its own. In the same way, nothing works on its own. Things are only made to work if they must work. So no one excels without paying the price for excellence. Hard reading, hard learning, hard working, and to every extent as it may be required in getting your results. Never forget the story of that young man. Determination, dedication, discipline, and sacrifice, and he emerged a 3 gold medalist at the Berlin Olympics of 1923. Sacrifice, it's a necessary price, and the last phase of it is walking the extra mile. You walk, and then you walk the extra mile, and then you attain to that extraordinary place in your field. Well, as I conclude this morning, the top is open and free, but everyone has to make his way to get there. When you lift up your hand where you are, nothing is pressing it down because you are lifting it up. It's open. There are so many flying creatures, yet they have not beclouded the sun. The top is open. There's enough room for everyone to emerge a leader who is willing to pay the price for leadership in his field. There is no field that does not require learning. There is no calling that does not require knowledge. There is no discipline that will ever deliver without the engagement of applied knowledge. So we are all there. Only those who are willing to pay the price ever get really there. Everybody's potentially there. Every player is a potential star, but not every player becomes a star. The price that each one pays behind the scene is what determines his performance on the stage. Even a football team of 11, there are still star players, and others are support players. They tell you, anytime you get the ball, pass it to him. You hear? We can't trust you. Pass it to him. So he's a support player. You had a team years ago with Maradona. He was like the only man in the team, but he wasn't. There were 11 people. But he was a star striker. When the ball reaches his hand, everybody knows that the goal is there. There are others on that team, we don't know their name. How many agree with that? You know, there are some apostles that after Jesus named them, that's the end. How many understand what I'm talking about? After Jesus named them and said, the following are my apostles, that's the end. Not that they died, they were still there. Amen. Maybe some of them were even disciplined by the church. And then they asked them to sit at the back seat. They were still there. Every player is a potential star, but not every player ever emerges a star. It is the price that each one pays that brings out the star in him. And until you pay the star-like price, you never emerge a star. I read something very striking in the story of Yonggi Cho. And he said, in every discipline, he said, research and development is a core requirement. He said, unfortunately, historically, the church has not found a place for research and development, so each one does it the way he thinks it should be done. And that's why no real things get done in most places. You know, the secret of men are in their stories. That means the impact of this man's church ministry is a product of his dedication to a lifestyle of research. Getting the job done. I said humorously, this man fainted 3 times on the altar. To build the largest church in the world, you must faint at least once. Amen. Fainted 3 times. Apart from fainting at the airport, fainting in some funny places. He was searching, he was reading, he was planning. He just retired recently, I think about 3 months ago. You know, he's still going for early morning prayer anyway. But that was work for you. Read his story. You see the price of topping the list in anything, including church. You can't top the list anywhere without paying the top size price. You have to pay it. If you love the happenings in anything, go for the materials you can lay hold on in that thing, and then you find the secrets there. Nobody will sit down with you any time in your life and tell you details of anything, because there may not be that opportunity forever. But you look for it, and then you find it. Some people are looking for church to grow. They have never read any book on church growth. So all they are using is using common sense to grow a commonplace church in the midst of all common churches. And they all end there. I had a very interesting experience in 1985. I was in a fast virtually throughout the year in quest for a change of status for the church, for the assignment, so I would not disappoint God. It was so intense. That was the year I read virtually all the materials on Paul Yonggi Cho. And by January 1, we were in church, and I felt like a cough. When they opened my mouth, the only thing that came out was blood. What was it? I thank God he delivered me. I wasn't as desperate for result as I am, as I was desperate to please him by not disappointing him on the calling he's placed on my life. You'll never find a story of outstanding success without a story of sacrifice behind it. You cannot emerge the top on your list, on the list in your field, without paying the top size price for it, whatever that is. The reason why many are not living the tasteful Christian life is because they are not investing in their spiritual life. They have challenges, they are not doing anything in seeking solutions for it. And so the challenges just keep multiplying until it erupts into a major crisis. The good news this morning is this: there's a space for you on top. Can I hear you say, there's a space for me on top? There is a space for me on top. I must get there. There is a space for me on top. There's a place waiting for me on top. 1984, the Lord jumped that into my heart from Deuteronomy 28 verse 1. He said, boy, I have reserved a place for you on top as I have reserved for everybody. Only if you will diligently hearken to what I'm asking you to do and observe to do them, then I'll take you there. You will do what is required, then I will take you there by myself. You can't get yourself there, but until you do what I ask you to do, I won't take you there either. There's a space for you on top. Don't sell off your birthright for a morsel of meat. Don't sell off your birthright for a morsel of meat. Don't sell off your birthright for a morsel of meat. There's a place for you on top. My son asked me yesterday, I need the key to your room. I said, I'm not going anywhere. You know I don't go anywhere. Take the key. I don't have the key to my room. Somebody called me and said, what is the number of your room? I said, I've not checked. Up till I'm talking to you, I don't know the room. There's no way I'm going. I've been coming here for more than 20 years. I don't know anywhere here. What I've come to town to do, I do it and then go back.